enigma, the Riddler, and more importantly, your intellectual superior. My genius has allowed me to easily hack into your primitive communications. My goal is simple. You complete a series of amusingly taxing challenges and, well, you'll see. Ready for your first one? Good. But be careful. Don't cut yourself on this sharply observed portrait.
Greetings, everybody. I am Batman. Well, actually, no, I'm not, but that man, the man on the radio, he is my nemesis. His name is the Riddler, and I am Solidus-Skully, and welcome back to Batman Arkham Asylum. We'll get into why the Riddler is my arch nemesis in a little bit, but let me just say, this very first riddle, it made me despise the Riddler with every fiber of my being, and made him the arch enemy of the Solidus-Skully.
So you did it! Well done! I would have expected a child to work that one out, let alone the world's greatest detective.
Now, do you want to know why the Riddler is my arch nemesis? Well, back when I first played Arkham Asylum in the halcyon days of 2009, yeah, when he said, "Don't cut yourself on this sharply observed portrait," I was stuck here for the longest time. I literally did not know where to go. I was literally using the Riddler scan function for everything here, and I was never able to find it, despite the fact that Riddler was constantly shouting in my ear what the answer was of Warden Sharp. He's the picture that you're meant to find. I couldn't find it for the longest time until, oh, it's right near the entrance. Whoopsie fucking doodles. I was stuck here for ages, and it was so irritating that... That's it, Riddler. You're going down, you are my arch nemesis, and I will not rest until you are destroyed. If it wasn't for the fact that the fucking Joker was all like, "Oh, look at me, Batman, I'm your arch nemesis," the Riddler would get my full attention. But sadly, being the Batman, we have more pressing issues here on Arkham Island. We gotta save people. But in the meantime, we're tracing Riddler's location, so don't worry, Riddler. It'll take some time, but we'll find you.
It was a massacre. Bowles came walking in telling everyone to cover the front entrance. Said something about Joker's army coming through the main gate. 2 of my guys moved to the exit, and Frank shot him dead. They never stood a chance.
Was Bowles alone?
Thought he was. Then I saw Harley Quinn. She was surrounded by Black Gate prisoners. They were just killing everyone in the room. I had no choice. I got in here, locked the door. I could see it on the security feed. They had someone with them. It looked like the commissioner.
Bowles is dead. They carried on without him. Must have outlived his usefulness.
Good. He was scum.
Scum. Devil May Cry 3 line thing. By the way, this is Officer North. He comes back in Arkham City. And that's part of the reason why I'm talking to all the guards that I can, because some of them do actually make a return in future games. Not just comic book specific ones like Aaron Cash or whatever, but also cops like, Eddie Burlow, William North. There's fun little stuff like that makes it really interesting. But wait, what's this? We appear to be getting a radio broadcast from Jack Ryder.
We apologize for this interruption to our regular broadcast. Jack Ryder is live from the Gotham Bay area with some breaking news.
This is Jack Ryder with breaking news in the Gotham Bay. We are getting reports of an armed siege on Arkham Island. 2 minutes ago, Joker broadcast to all news channels this chilling message.
Greetings, Gotham. This is the voice of your new master. Oh, hang on. I skipped a bit. Joker here. I'm in control of Arkham Island, and you can all consider it out of bounds. If I see any lawmen, vigilantes, or do-gooders in tights coming this way, I'll start detonating random bombs around the city. What'll it be? A kindergarten? A hospital? A billionaire's mansion? Oh, choices.
All access to the island has been restricted, airspace is closed off, and early reports suggest that Batman himself is trapped on the island. We will be right here, reporting live on any developments. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Jack. More as it happens.
So, that was Jack Ryder, parentheses, the Creeper, close parentheses. Yeah, the Creeper does technically exist in the Arkham universe. It's just that Jack Ryder himself, as is part of the Creeper mythos in the comics, is that Jack Ryder isn't aware of the Creeper and, well, vice versa, so it's kind of a split personality thing, and I suppose to go into the Creeper while we have him on screen, although his bio should sort of explain that away. Yeah, the Creeper is basically the result of what would happen if Jack Ryder took the same sort of chemical bath that the Joker took, except instead of turning him into a crazy psychopathic villain, instead it turned him into a crazy psychopathic anti-hero with a bizarre fixation on Harley Quinn, which led to one of the funnier episodes of the animated series where he was included, to the point where, you know, he was constantly hounding Joker and Harley, to the point where Joker would rather be caught by Batman than suffer the crazy antics of the Creeper. I'm kinda saddened that the Arkham games never technically included the Creeper, even though they mentioned that he exists, both in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, so damn, Arkham Knight could have capitalized on this, especially given that you had him captured by Deacon Blackfire. It would have been cool to have had him team up with Batman and go change time and do some cool stuff, but alas, that's neither here nor there in this case. In the meantime though, I think we've had enough of this intensive treatment ward. It's time to move on to greener pastures. By which I mean the rest of Arkham Island. And coming up, actually, I think is actually the first bit of gameplay footage I ever technically saw of Batman Arkham Asylum back in 2009. And I remember this specifically because, again, I remember like coming across videos, you know, showcasing not just the trailer for the game, but also, you know, the reveal shot of Arkham Island as we're about seeing right here, actually. Look, getting a good panning shot of the island. Oh. But yeah, something new to Arkham Asylum in terms of the Return to Arkham port is actually the rain detail. A little bit pointless, to be honest. I mean, it wasn't raining in the original 2009 version of the game, so, I mean, I know the rain does bother some people, but really, it's, I don't know, it's there, I guess. I mean, I suppose it was there to add more consistency between, the intro of the game where it was raining compared to the later parts, but actually, no, it's also stormy out, so I guess it's also there to kind of add a bit of continuity to, well, the next place we have to go is shortly after where we have to go next, which is the hospital ward, where we have to save the doctors. Because it seems that Dr. Penelope Young has more to do with Joker than we know, since she was tasked with curing him, and she would be the best bet in figuring out what he's doing here on Arkham Island. Also, Bruce Wayne has pretty much the same sort of stuff as Batman, and is smoking a pipe, like his first appearance where he was like, yes, Commissioner, that's a lovely fairy tale about the Batman, even though this was before Robin, before Alfred even. Yeah, Alfred was actually a very late addition in the comics, actually, debuting I think even after Robin, and even back then he was more of like a comic relief sort of portly gentleman kind of character, not becoming the Alfred we know and love today until he went for a spa treatment and finally got a bit of exercise to reduce his fat gut. But yeah, the main precipice of this part is not only to talk to as many guards as possible, because, well, let's be honest here, they're not going to survive the night. Turn on the signal light. Batman, Batman, Batman. I wish I could remember more of the song from Batman Beyond, but that's neither here nor there in this case. But apart from that, the other main precipice of this part is also to, well, showcase what I'm going to be doing. Mainly getting our lay of the land of Arkham Island, but also collecting Riddler trophies, for he is my arch nemesis. And yes, we will be trying to defeat him at every turn.
Bringing Joker back here was a good thing.
But yeah, I probably should have stayed silent for some of these conversations, but the main precipice of all of them is basically just, what, the Joker is free? Batman, I didn't know you were real, and what's this? Oh dear, it seems the Batmobile is under attack. We're going to be getting to the Batmobile in the next part, so yeah, for those of you who enjoy Scully's time-wasting antics as the Batman, well, you're in for a treat, because this is pretty much setting up how I'm going to be going after the Riddler trophies. I'm going to be getting them all as they sort of come up in the storyline, or wherever I am applicable, but yeah, as soon as we're finished off-screen, I'm pretty much going to be going back through all these areas and getting them where appropriate, and this does also bring up a bit more into in terms of the game design of Arkham Island's structure. You have some places you can go to and access early on, other places that are blocked off by specific gadget gates, as I like to call them. Yes, as you can see with the security walls, we need to get an appropriate gadget. Something capable of hacking in.
That call saved your life. Stay here.
Yep, you are useless to me. Only Robin may accompany me, but he is not here, because it is past his bedtime, and Robin needs his sleep, and if he disobeys me, then he's going to get the backhand of the Batman? But yeah, to show off one of our first areas of the now would be the Botanical Gardens. Yes, the Botanical Gardens. You know, where plants are known to grow, and it's not as if there's a supervillain in Gotham, technically too if you count the Floronic Man, with, you know, plant-based powers and can cause untold havoc and chaos if they were to ever get anywhere near here. What the hell Poison Ivy's doing these days? Yeah, whatever, it'll be fine. Batman's worrying too much. And he's already got enough to worry about, not just with that, Joker, but he's also got my arch nemesis, the Riddler, to watch out for. And that's what we're going to be dealing with in this part. The Riddler. So yeah, the main precipice of this part, apart from talking to guards and seeing more of Arkham Island, is pretty much just, well, collect Riddler trophies, and pretty much explaining how we're going to be doing that. Again, getting them off screen, you know, to kind of make the end game track down all the Riddler trophies things a little bit easier on myself, but yeah, in turn also just showing you the general process of how you collect Riddler trophies, which, guy, you have anything to say? Hello? Hello? Whatever, you're wasting the time of the Batman. But yeah, you'll have specific riddles that Riddler has planned out for Batman, which pretty much come up in the green text to give you a hint, you know. Something akin to, you know, don't cut yourself in the sharply observed portrait, but you'll also have little hidden nooks and crannies like this, where you find the Spirit of Arkham statues there to tell you a story. Again, to reiterate what we're doing with the Spirit of Arkham, we're pretty much saving that right for the endgame, where you can no doubt hear the full story and deduce his identity, if you haven't already. And as for the rest of the riddles, they'll either be, you know, specific challenges and tasks that the Riddler will be using to try and confuzzle the Batman, or they'll be collecting, you know, Riddler trophies, which are the green question marks we've been collecting, or doing little challenges here and there, like smashing a set amount of Joker teeth, or, you know, breaking specific objects and finding secrets. And I love secrets! But yeah, you see the green text up there, right beneath, you know, detailing where you are. That's pretty much our quest for the now, so stay tuned and enjoy the antics there to befell.
I'll stop them. I heard Bruce Wayne keeps donating money to this place.
Oh, God, it's jovial to think that you'll survive the night. And what is this? It seems that Amadeus Arkham has been dug up, no doubt by the spirit that was no doubt chanting Amadeus, 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 Amadeus Arkham. Oh, Amadeus. Amadeus is crazy. And that's actually quite true, because he was not only a psychologist, but he was also a paranoid schizophrenic. Yes, a schizophrenic who wanted to cure the insane, or... Well, then again... actually, would Amadeus have recognized it? Because, I mean, even going back historically in the real world, like, I mean, mental health techniques, you know, before the 20th century were... you know, were incredibly rare, and I suppose even the fact that Arkham Asylum is even a thing in and of itself, you know, is a remnant of the fact that, you know, these people were condemned not necessarily to cure people, but instead to put them in a position where they wouldn't harm the general public, and were otherwise subjected to a lobotomy. Yes, a lobotomy. That will cure the crazies. But yeah, some very dark stuff, and let's just say if it wasn't over the last 20 to 30 years, even that in more recent years, yeah, people with mental health issues weren't exactly treated the greatest, so, does make me wonder exactly what's been going on in Arkham. After all, even I was shocked at how they treated Maxi Zeus, given that they locked up his cell, and he was located near the electroshock therapy treatment. I wonder what we'll be seeing here. Oh, I can't get it!
So what was it that gave it away? The big green glowing question mark? My challenges appear to those with the correct position in life.
But yeah, those are also another facet of the riddles. Basically, the riddle will basically have green question marks only available to you in your detective mode, and yeah, you basically have to align the solution. There was actually a similar riddle to this back in the intensive treatment ward, which I forgot to get because I'm stupid. But yeah, you see both the dot just down there and the question mark, you gotta align that. This can be a bit of a pain in the ass, and some of the riddles that you probably won't get on your first playthrough, but yeah, this is probably the easiest one to show you what I mean, and in turn, there's also another additional Riddler thing where he'll basically... He'll pretty much start off by taunting Batman, going, "Hey, yeah, I expected you to get that one, because you're stupid!" And, you know, but gradually, as you solve more and more riddles, he'll basically go like, "What? I didn't expect you to solve this! You're cheating! You gotta be cheating! Batman's winning! I don't want you to win, because I'm the Riddler!" And, basically, yes, it gives me great pleasure, a boner even, to solve all of these riddles and make Edward angry. Oh yeah, and that's also how you escape from, falling to your death in this game.
So the great detective has solved a mere 10% of my challenges. Are you ready to give up yet?
Never. I would never let you win, for I am the Batman. Well, okay, actually no, I'm Solidus-Skully, but you get the idea.
So, the nutcases are running wild.
I'm sure these two guards will be just fine standing out in the open, right in front of the entrance. I mean, not as if Joker's goons have guns or anything, or could possibly take down the guards.
Not for long.
But anyway, this is also the Arkham Mansion, the humble abode, where Amadeus, where Amadeus used to live. Oh, Amadeus. I don't know why that's so addictive, but Rock Me Amadeus is a fun song. Anyway, let's talk to this guy.
Thank God it's you. Have you caught Joker yet?
No, but I'm going to track him down. I need you to stay here. Stop anyone trying to get into the mansion.
Whatever you say, Batman. No one's getting past me. I'll make sure no one gets in here. It's never a dull day here, is it?
Yep, never a dull day. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I really have to show off in terms of the main part of Arkham Island, so let's move on to greener pastures. And I suppose to kind of get in terms of, you know, what the Riddler's plan is, you're going to be seeing this at right at the end of the part, because I am going to be playing the Riddler interview tape, you know, just for the sake of, you know, kind of interspersing the interview tapes as a batch collection, rather than just, you know, playing each individual tape when I find them, because that'll be very disjointed and a little bit weird. But yeah, you'll be getting some tapes on the Riddler right at the end of the part, and I suppose you're probably wondering why exactly the Joker... Well, not only is letting Riddler do his thing by putting trophies and riddles out for the Batman, but in turn why the Riddler knows anything about the Joker's plan, because as will be revealed in the interview tapes, yeah, Riddler was actually aware about what Joker was doing for weeks at this point, so why exactly were these two in cahoots? Primarily because the Joker wanted a reason to slow down Batman while he gets preparations for his party sorted. So yeah, Riddler slows down Batman with his various games, and knowing that Batman is also a very compulsive detective, well, you'll just let the Riddler solve it. But before we continue, what is this? Quincy Sharp, the voice of Arkham. My, this man has a very big ego about himself. Especially to commission a big fucking statue of him right outside Arkham Asylum, since he's this doddering old fuck, and he thinks himself to be some sort of fucking savior to the people who's insane and crazy here. Quincy Sharp, never change. Go cure yourself, you crazy bastard. But yeah, that's part of the reason why the Riddler is here. He's there to slow down the Batman to prove his superiority, and Joker's using that to make sure that he makes preparations for the bash. And yes, one last look for Riddler trophies there, and we can finally move on to greener pastures. I didn't really have much more to say, really, apart from the fact that, well, yeah, this is pretty much what Riddler trophies really do. You are actually incentivized to go after Riddler trophies, even if you're not doing the whole Riddler side quest, and again, they are fairly available throughout the hub world themselves, because something about the experience meter in this game is that, again, not only does it allow you to, you know, purchase upgrades when you get enough from Wayne Tech Security, why Batman has to buy enough upgrades, or why he needs to have enough experience in order to get them is gameplay and story segregation, but there is another reason as to why you should do that, and that's because, yeah, gaining experience also allows you to recover health in this game. Again, you might notice that, you know, whenever you take hits, Batman's health will drain. But yeah, after you complete a combat sequence, you'll pretty much gain a lot of experience, and depending on the experience that you have, it'll pretty much recover a set amount of health back. Usually it'll be more than enough to get you full health bar recovery, but sometimes it's pretty much in a case where, again, if you don't vary up your moves, or, you know, you don't have enough experience, you pretty much won't be getting a full health restore. Yes, but it also seems that the thugs have cordoned off one bit of Arkham Island. But don't worry, I'm sure these guards are all gonna live long and healthy lives. Especially Jackson, the guard down there. And wait, what is this?
I can't believe it. They killed Jackson.
Stay with your colleague. I'm ending this. Now.
Well, you're not ending this. Now. And now it's time to see an example of why exactly I am not the Batman, because I thought, well, okay, maybe I can go over them and surprise them as the Batman, but oh no, that was a bad move. Ah! Guns. That was how Batman's parents died. But yeah, that was a very dumb mistake of mine, so yeah. Guns are actually one of your biggest hazards, not just because they killed Bruce's parents, but yeah, we need to give them the armpit of death, because guns can take off a shitload of your health, which does incentivize the stealth, but at the same time though, the game's combat system is, you know, refined enough so that you can get yourself out of a pinch if you feel the need, but it shouldn't be something you should rely on, because, well, yeah, it's incredibly dangerous. I thought there might be some additional lines of the guy mourning Jackson, but no. And also the inside of an ambulance. Biohazard. Batman in Resident Evil. Now that's a crossover I would like to see. And also kind of fitting for this game, actually, considering the bio-experiments that seem to be going on with Joker's pet monster, if the earlier cutscene was anything to go by, but that's neither here nor there in this case. Rest easy now, Jackson. We have avenged you, for we are the Knight. But anyway, moving on to the next part of the island, outside the intensive treatment ward. More things to scan for riddles, and yes, we'll pretty much be getting to the Batmobile, which is right outside the front of the building, actually. But we'll get to that next time. In the meantime, the thugs can have at it, because, well, I mean, the Batmobile does have countermeasures, but Batman just isn't turning them on. So I guess he technically could stop thugs from attacking it, but he doesn't. Yeah, well.
As Gotham's veins slowly filled with pain and suffering.
Okay, that's enough, Spirit of Arkham. We know you're writing your gothic poetry with your old wavering voice. Yes, indeed. Paul McGann-style readings. But yeah, I think we probably wasted enough time, so in the next part of Batman Arkham Asylum, we're pretty much going to be getting back to the main plot good and proper, with a few more detours to defeat my arch nemesis the Riddler, but that's pretty much the short and sweet of how these segments are handled. But in the meantime, however, we also have one last thing to go, because before we go off and save the Batmobile, Batman's famous car, yes, it seems we also have some interview tapes to deal with, so on that note, I'm Solidus-Skully, keeping new metal, and, I present to you an interview with the Riddler. Da-da-da-da-da-da!
Patient interview 21. Patient's name is Edward Nigma, also known as the Riddler. So, Edward, Warden Sharp tells me you've been leaving threatening riddles scrawled on the asylum walls. Again.
One would have to be severely paranoid to read threats into harmless riddles, Dr. Young. May I test you with one?
Very well.
What is it that walks on 4 legs, then 2 legs, and finally 3 legs?
A human being. As a baby it crawls on 4 legs, as an adult it walks on 2, and in later years it uses a cane.
Good try. But the answer to all 3 is a baby. True, it crawls on all 4s, but cut off its legs and it can only wiggle on 2 limbs. Give it a crutch, it can hobble around on 3. You see?
It's horrible. How can you even joke about that?
Easily, Doctor. It's not my baby.
Taped interview 39. Patient's name is Edward Nigma. At this point in time, I've yet to decide if Mr. Nigma is a suitable candidate for the Titan process. I'd like to talk about your childhood.
Miserable. Next.
By all accounts, that is where your fascination with riddles began. I believe discussing those years could explain your compulsive behavior.
Very well. My father hated me. Always called me a moron.
I see.
I was determined to prove him wrong, so I entered a contest at school. A $20 prize to the kid who could figure out an almost impossible logic problem. I won, of course.
And that pleased your father?
Hardly. He was convinced I had cheated. He kept yelling, "You must have cheated! Admit it, you moron! You cheated!" I swore I didn't, and he hit me for lying.
I'm sorry to hear that, Edward.
Don't be. He was right.
Patient interview 44. This is yet another interview with Edward Nygma. I have yet to make up my mind whether he's a genius or just deluded. Whichever one he is, just being in his company is both irritating and exhausting.
Hello, Miss Young. You look tired. Anything you need my help with?
No, thank you, Edward. I am here to help you. We all are.
Forgive my arrogance, Doctor, but if you think I need your help, well, you're in the right place.
Let's look at it a different way. Throughout your career, you have specialized in bizarre traps and convoluted clues that more often than not result in the death of the unfortunate participants.
And if the citizens of Gotham were smarter, my games would be merely an amusing diversion.
Instead of death traps.
You really should be thanking me. Weeding out the ignorant, the stupid, the useless. But don't worry, I'm sure you would survive. What a lovely photo on your desk, Doctor. Your family? Mother, perhaps.
Put that down. Get out! Guards! Let's discuss your obsession with Batman.
Hardly an obsession, Miss Young. I simply feel an obligation to expose him.
You know who he is?
More important, I know what he is.
What do you mean?
It's obvious. The mask, the weapons, the scare tactics. He's a criminal. No different than Joker, Two-Face, or myself.
Most people consider him a hero.
Most people are idiots. They can't see Batman for the villain he is. Riddle me this! How did he get his car and his gadgets?
I don't...
With money stolen from the criminals he defeats. Why does Gordon turn a blind eye to his antics? Batman bribes him. The answers are right in front of your stupid, gawking face.
Edward, please, calm down.
Wake up, Gotham! No sane, law-abiding man does those things. No one's that selfless. Batman is as vile as they come.
Security! Security! This is my final interview with Edward. I have gone as far as I can. I can no longer tolerate his mood swings and tantrums. I have more important work to be getting on with. He will be transferred to Dr. Whistler's care as of next week.
Good morning, Doctor. How are you today?
Fine, thank you, Edward. You're in a good mood.
I'm always in rare spirits when I'm about to be released.
Edward, you know you don't come up for parole for another 3 years.
First thing I'll do is have dinner at that Italian place on 19th Street.
Seriously, Edward.
I only hope Joker hasn't completely trashed the city. Oh well, I'm sure I'll find out soon enough.
Wait, have you been in contact with the Joker? He escaped Arkham weeks ago.
And yet, one hears things.
What things? What have you heard?
Oh, something about a surprise party for Batman. I forget the rest. You know Joker. Yak, yak, yak.
Edward, if you know anything, you have got to tell me. Lives could be at stake. What did Joker say?
You forget, Doctor. I'm the one who asks the